situation. What just resonates with you right now, about an hour afterwards, about what went on there?
I just think resiliency, mental toughness, and it talks a lot about our culture. Down 14-0, down 2 scores at halftime, and our guys at halftime said enough, and they were going to impose their will in the second half. And I think that's what's going to build momentum in the next year, because that's what we need if we want to go win a bunch of championships. And I think that a lot got done in this game because of that. But I think it says a lot about our kids, the way that we played this game.
CJ and Jackson put on a show, but so did other guys tonight. But CJ just seemed to take another step forward. I mean, what's your take on him after this kind of game?
I mean, it was a tough month for everybody. Tough month for the entire team. Tough month for him. Tough month for me. The whole group. But he had an edge about him. I think just. And that's what makes a good quarterback. When you get through adversity, you have scars on you. And he kind of made up his mind he wasn't going to lose that game, and played really well. But it was a lot of guys who played well. I thought the offensive line played well. They blocked better. The tight ends played really well. I thought Ruckert and Rossi played well in this game. And then the young wide receivers step up. I thought Julian and Marv did, and that was big.
What's the magic dust you spread on the defense at halftime? They only gave up 10 points in the second half. What just came right for that group?
Leadership. It was leadership. It was a bunch of guys in that locker room who said that's enough. And they started playing fast and violent. And that's what we have to do on defense moving forward. If we want to be who we need to be. And they did that in the second half. So they're capable, but I think they learned a lot about themselves too.
Ryan, to win a game like this in this venue, do you get romantic about something like this, about a night like tonight in this place?
I talked to the guys about this before the game. I said, somewhere in about 15, 20 years, you're going to be somewhere and the Rose Bowl is going to come on New Year's, and you're going to be sitting there with somebody you love, or your son or somebody. Say, I played in the Rose Bowl. And I said, the first thing they're going to ask you is, did you win? And I said, these guys are going to be able to tell an unbelievable story that they played in this game and they won, and they won in a big way when the odds were stacked against us in this game. And some people think we didn't have much to play for, that we were going to come in and lay down in this game. And it says a lot about our kids that didn't happen.
Hey, last question for Coach. And toughness. Were there times in the first half where you thought, well, what am I going to say about this at halftime? What is this going to mean? Did you ever
it was more about how are we going to respond. Our backs are against the wall, and there's nowhere to go. How are we going to respond? And for a couple quarters there, I don't know if we responded great. We hit the kickoff return for a touchdown. I thought we had the turnover, and things didn't exactly go well. And then we come out in the second half with a little bit of a different energy because guys stood up. We threw the pick. We turn around. We get the turnover on the fumble, and then all of a sudden we just kind of played with a different energy. And that's when you have great teams, it comes from within. And I thought that we responded, in a big way.
Bryson Shaw said DeMario made a speech at halftime that really fired the team up. What was it that he said that got this team on the right track?
I wasn't there. I heard a bunch of guys speaking up, and I don't know exactly who said it. That's why I didn't want to say anything in the press conference. I'm looking to find out, but it was one of those things. Usually I give a talk at halftime. I let those guys go. I mean, this is your team, and you guys have to respond. We talk about in the last month in 2019 in the Wisconsin game, a bunch of guys stepped up before the Big Ten championship game, or before the second half of that game when it was tied up. And if we want to go, win these type of games, playing against really good opponents like Utah, it has to come from within, and it did today in the second half. And I think that was the difference.
Somebody yelled, tackle somebody.
What's that?